Right then, hello and welcome once again to Colin McRae Rally. Now I know what everyone is thinking, I've already done Colin McRae Rally. Yes I have, but that was the PC version and a lot of things I could not do on the PC version. Namely, the rally school, showing off cheats, this, that and the other. Because the PC version doesn't really like running on newer systems, as you probably have seen. Sometimes you would get ghosting on the cars, you would get graphical glitches during stages, and so on and so forth. So, I've already mentioned this before, but if I have the PlayStation and the PC versions, I will do a playthrough of both, just so you can see the graphical differences or just the gameplay differences altogether. And that's what I'm going to do. So, first off, got to do the good old controller, make sure that analog is enabled first. Thank you very much, because who wants to run with just default digital? Handbrake I always assign to R2, because it's just easier that way. You can then use the gears for L1 and R2, or R1 if you desire, and change camera I usually put to L2, because it's just easier for me then. And yeah, everything else is absolutely fine. So what are we actually going to do first? We're going to do the rally school, which is something that I wanted to do on the PC version but never had a chance to, because it just would crash to desktop every time I would try to run it. And it's very simple. It's a bit like Gran Turismo. You have Novice, Intermediate, and Expert. The first test is pretty much exactly the same as the test on Gran Turismo. It's a start-stop, and it's very simple. And you have good old Colin, who is giving you tips and so on as you progress through each of the tests themselves. So moving the car for test number 1.
The aim of your first task is to get a feel for the car. I'll ask you simply to accelerate from a standing start and then bring the car to a halt in a controlled manner. Points will be given for stopping as close to the line as possible.
And there you go. So it's exactly the same as the very first test that you get on Gran Turismo 1 and 2 and a few of the others as well. Start the car and stop it on the line. And he gives you a score out of 1 to 7? Or 1 to 10, sorry. And away we go. And the scores are tallied up from 7 different options. Oops, I think we went a bit too far.
Now then, let's see how you did.
That could be a problem. Might have just passed that. Yeah, we passed anyway. 62 out of 70. So you get 7 different options or things that they grade you on. So position, direction, sliding, car sympathy. Car sympathy is damage that you incur on the car or if you touch any cones. And listening to instructions, I got a 9 out of that one. And speed, they always give you a lower mark on because it's a bloody Skoda. You can't really go flat out in a Skoda, let's be honest. If you score 50 or below, it's a fail. So anything above 51 up and you pass. So not a problem. Okay, test at number 2 is just a basic loop.
The aim for this task is to drive in a clockwise direction around the cones laid out in front of you. Try to keep as close to the cones as possible and use the throttle, brakes and handbrake to give a smooth run. Here you will begin to learn to slide the car to gain a tighter circle.
Aye, indeed, to gain a tighter circle. So, yeah. Very simple, just a basic oval loop. 4 times, you've got 4 loops to do, or 4 laps, and then you have to stop on the line. So, as simple as that.
Right then, start off when you're ready.
Start off when you're ready, and away we go. Now, I find that Colin on this game is very similar to Scotty or Rick on the Talker Race Driver series. Because on some of the rally stages, he tells you to use your brakes or to slow down, but then immediately tells you to go faster or put your foot down. Oh, we tapped a cone. So he tells you to use a handbrake. You don't really need to. Just let off the throttle. And just fly around the course. And there we go. Stop at the line. And we stopped at the line. Well done.
Well done.
Ah, and he actually did say, well done. And there we go then, 67 out of 70. I don't think I've ever got the maximum score on this game. No matter how many times I've tried, I've never got the maximum score. I think the highest score I've ever got was a 69. So, yeah, there you go. It is possible. You know, I have seen it done, but yeah. Not in my lifetime, anyway.
Now into a short track to practice the use of throttle and brakes together with car control around the corners. I will direct you as you drive round the course and give you pointers as to what you're doing right and wrong. Points will be awarded for control, use of the brakes, position on the track, sympathetic use of the car, and of course response to my instructions.
Yep, so there you go. It doesn't really give you any instructions per se, just flashes arrows on the screen for you to follow. So yeah, as far as pace notes or a co-driver is concerned, that doesn't come into effect until later on, when you get Nicky Grist and his first interaction with you during a stage.
3,
2, 1, go. And away we go.
nice one. Speed up a bit.
See, it tells you to speed up a bit, but
Watch it.
you can. It's a Skoda. You're going flat out. And then he tells you to slow down. See, put your foot down. I hit a couple of cones. I think I might fail this one. If we pass, I'll be very surprised.
You're going too fast.
Going too fast. You can't go too fast in a bloody Skoda. Calm down.
That was good.
That was good. And there we go. End of the stage. Did we pass? We did hit quite a few cones. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think we should have passed, so they're quite lenient on the first couple of stages. Yeah, we got a 66 out of 70, so it's not bad at all. Car Sympathy, 9 out of 10. Oh, well. So that is a Novice one's done, so we get a lovely signature from Colin himself and the sealed sign of approval. And then we go on to Intermediate. So we got a loop figure of 8 stage and wet stage.
The first intermediate task is to drive in an anti-clockwise direction around the cones laid out in front of you. Same as last time, try to keep as close to the cones as possible, using the throttle, brakes and handbrake to give a smooth run. I shall give points for speed around the cones and control while sliding.
And yeah, so simple as the first loop when you go in the opposite direction. You can always tell when you get these rally drivers or celebs that are reading off a piece of paper. They seem to stumble a little bit on their words. So, here we go. But then I can't say much. I mean, I stumble over my words all the bloody time. There you go. That is lap 1 complete. 3 to go. Oh. Tap the tyres. Nice one indeed.
That was good.
Oh, we tapped another cone. Oh well. We'll pass this one, no problem. And there we go.
Well done.
Well done indeed. I believe this is the first instance as well in any game that they had reversing lights, but I may be wrong. So again, 65 out of 70 again. Car Sympathy, we got 9 out of 10, so we did hit a couple of cones and whack the tyres a little bit. But that's not a problem. Figure of 8 loop, very easy. You can go flat out. You don't even have to touch your brakes.
The second task extends the loop you did in the last task to become a figure of 8. Try and keep the car in a constant slide to stay as close to the cones as possible, whilst keeping the car in motion.
Indeed. So, yeah, very simple. Like I said, don't even have to touch your brakes and nothing. You can go flat out all the way around here because you're scrubbing off enough speed anyway in the Skoda that, yeah, you don't have to touch your brakes. So.
Right then, start off when you're ready.
And away we go.
Nice one.
I do have to do this test again later on, but the cones have been put together a bit tighter, so you do have to be more careful if you're going a bit too tight.
Nice one. Nice one. Brake.
It tells you to use your brakes, but you don't have to. Okay, final loop.
Brake. Stop at the line.
And stop at the line. And there we go.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was really good indeed. I like the Z buffer as well, going all crazy on the parking spaces there. Another 67 out of 70. Again, I've never got a maximum 70 out of 70 score. Very strange. But anyway, back to the stage a bit longer this time.
Next, I shall take you around a short stage. You will learn to follow some simple co-driver instructions. Points will mainly be awarded for speeding the stage.
Yep, so there we go. So exactly the same as what it was last time. And I think this is where Nicky Grist does make his introductions. So I give him proper co-driver pace notes this time.
Okay, wait for my count. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
You're going too fast.
Yeah, going too fast. No, you're not going too fast at all.
Floor it.
See, you're going too fast, but then he tells you to floor it immediately.
You're going too fast.
Wind your neck in, lad. I know what I'm doing.
Watch the car. Handbrake. Speed up, please.
Speed up, please. I'm going as fast as I can. Shut up. Oh, there's a tire there.
Push it.
Push it real good.
Speed up, please. Mind the tires.
Oops.
Push it. Watch the car.
And will this be a pass or will it be a fail? Let's see.
Let's see how you did.
Ah, it sounds wrong. Let's see how you did. He's probably angry. So I touched a few tires. Let's see. And we got a pass, 60 out of 70, so we're 10 points way above the threshold, which is good. And I thought that was a stage that Nicky Grist does start using his pace notes, but I was completely wrong. Anyway, wet stage.
Okay, we'll try the short stage again. But this time, as it's raining, you'll need to be a bit more careful. You'll notice that we've put different tyres in the car. When it's wet and muddy, you'll find that at certain times the throttle can be used to gain extra grip.
Indeed, because you can power it out of the corners, but there you go. Now, there's always been a graphical glitch on the Skoda when on a wet, muddy stage, is that usually the mud cakes the side of the car, but on the right-hand side of the car, it's actually in reverse. So it's like it's upside down, but you'll see if it happens on this way. It's random when it happens, but when it does, you notice it very well. It's like no mud at the bottom of the car, but it's all near where the windows are. So it doesn't always happen.
You're going too fast.
I'm not going too fast. I'm not going fast enough.
You're going too fast.
Yeah, so you'll notice on the left-hand side of the car, you got the mud that's going from the front wheels to the back of the car. But if I'm going around a tight right-hander, you'll notice that the right side of the car, it's reversed.
Watch it.
So notice that the mud starts at the back window and goes down towards the front wheel, rather than the other way around.
That was good.
That was good.
Speed up, please.
Speed up, please. I'm flooring it as fast as I possibly can.
Speed up, please.
And stage it. I'm going as fast as I can. Shut up, Colin. And there we go. Stage complete.
Okay, let's see how you did.
Let's see how you did indeed. And there should be another pass by 62. Oh no, 61, so I was very close. Out of 70. So that is the intermediate category done. We get another signature from Colin himself. And we go on to expert. So it's another loop, figure of 8, stage, wet stage, and night stage. Now, I have learnt a speedrunning strat from my good friend Brad by watching his speedruns of this game. On the last 2 stages, you can complete them within, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. I will do the wet stage like normal, but the night stage I will show off the speedrunning strat that Brad uses, or the BGP. I think that's right. Sorry, Brad, if I'm wrong. Viper Racing. You should know him as. But yeah, anyway, let's get on to loop number 3, which is very tight.
Okay, it's the circuit round the cones again. We've placed them nice and close to give you a bit more of a challenge.
So short and sweet. And yeah, let's see how we get on with this one. We do actually use the handbrake on this one as well, just to fling the car around a little bit easier. And the tyres have been moved closer to the cones as well. So it's a bit of a tighter line to go through. And away we go.
That was good.
That was good indeed.
That was good.
I was watching a couple of videos how Scottish people have problems saying certain words, or they miss out letters. It sounds like they miss out letters during words like, there's one going around at the moment, the purple burglar alarm. Scottish people can't say that properly. And I used to have a VHS tape of the 1993 British Rally Championship. And there was a rally driver called Robbie Head. He was Scottish as well. And every time he would say the name Richard Burns, he would say Richard Buddens. It was like he was missing out like a couple of letters from Burns. Quite funny, but there you go. And yeah, that was
really good.
Oops, that was really good, but I did miss the exit at the end there. And we get a pass 67 out of 70. Very consistent with the 67s, but there you go. And figure of 8, this is the tighter version that I mentioned before.
Now, I want you to do a figure of 8, and guess what? We've moved the cones closer together. I'll be impressed if you can keep up a speed without knocking the cones this time.
Yep, you can. Again, it's exactly the same as before. You can go flat out, don't even have to touch the brakes, and you'll still make it around it in no problem. But you'll still not get a maximum score. It'll still be either 67 or 68 or even 69 if you're lucky.
Start off when you're ready.
So flat out, foot to the floor.
Handbrake.
You don't have to handbrake, shut up.
Nice one. That was good.
And notice as well, they use the same tyre screech as in the first TOCA Touring Car Championship and Micro Machines V3. They recycle a lot of sounds from the first... Oh, tapped a couple of cones, oh well.
That was good.
And make it to the start-finish line. So yeah, this will probably be a 65 or 64. And there we go.
Now then, let's see how you did.
Let's see how you did indeed. So we got a 59. Ooh, we were really bad on that one. What was the direction? What do you mean direction was 7 out of 10? Give you direction, Sonny Jim. Knock your blinking block off. Right, this is where Nicky Grist does make his introduction.
Right then, now you're a competent driver. We'll take you out on our biggest school track, so I hope you've learned your lesson well. Time is all that matters now, but try and remember, it's not your car.
I like how he's very passive-aggressive on that one. It's not your car. But he does the same thing as I do. He goes, right then. Which is what I always say for some weird reason. It's amazing how your introductions evolve during each video. Because before, I used to say, hello guys, or this, that, and the other. But, you know, everyone says guys, and it's so overused. So I've just said, you know, right then. Which seems to have stuck. So yeah, this is where Nicky Grist does make his intros. Now, I will be going in car once we get into the main bulk of the game. I'm only doing the chase cam for the tests or the driving school, because you don't really need to worry too much. And these tests are really dead easy, so you don't have to concentrate too much on going forward as much. As you can see, these stages very simple. And there we go, stage is complete. Hooray! So that should be another pass. 67 out of 70 probably. Ah no, that's right. This test is a lot less. It doesn't have as much of a high score as the previous ones because they've taken out car setup, which will be coming to use in the final two stages. So we get 49 out of 60, but again, we still pass. Speed was the lowest of 6 out of 10, but again, in the Skoda, you're really not going to get top end speed. So yeah. Again, very hard to get the max score.
Okay, we were going to take you to a real stage, but as it's getting darker and started to rain, I thought I'd give you another go on our big track.
Yep, so there you go. They do tease you there. We were going to take you to a real stage, but they never ever do take you to a proper stage, even on the night stage, so... But yes. Anyway, we're going to keep everything as default. We don't really have to change much. Probably change the gear ratio to high speed. Why not? It doesn't really matter with a Skoda, high speed. Yeah, they are two words that should not be mixed together. But yeah, after this stage, I will show you the exploit in which you can pass a stage in literally 10 to 15 seconds. So, go! I will go through the camera views while we're on this stage, to be honest, because it shows them off. So you've got a couple of chase cams. You can see the taller chase cam, then you got the bumper camera, then you got the bonnet cam, and then the in-car camera is very weird. It's like, well, you know the hands from TOCA Touring Car Championship on the steering wheel? It looks, you know, it looks very basic compared to TOCA 2, but this one, it looks like Lego bricks. I mean, the hands have been rendered in 3D, yes, but I mean, they look bloody awful. It's like you're wearing a couple of sock puppets on your hands. It looks really daft, and the windscreen wipers are just going like hell for leather. They need to calm down a little bit. Someone pokes their eye out. So yeah, we're just going to keep it on this camera for now. And you can see clearly now the little graphical glitch on the side of the Skoda, where the mud is upside down. Oh, we're going into the trees. Oh, we just avoided the trees. Come on. No, get off the tree. This might be a fail. Might have just failed this stage. Almost at the end. Left, right, and left. And the stage is complete with a very mucky car indeed. There we go.
Let's see how you did.
Oh, this is not looking promising. He didn't say right then, let's see how you did. Probably failed it. Oh, we did pass it though by 7 points. So again, speed was the lowest. Well, speed in car setup was the lowest on that one, 7 out of 10. But now, it's exactly the same stage again, but it's at night time.
Right, here we are then. This is as close as you'll get to the real thing. The mechanics are waiting for your instruction on your car setup. So let's get started. Again, time is all that matters on the stage, but I shall also give points on how well you set up the car.
Indeed. Right, so not going to worry about that at all. We're just going to go straight into the stage, and I will do the good old exploit, and where you can complete the stage within 15 seconds or so. Don't know why I put on a Scottish accent there. No idea. But yeah, thanks to Brad or Viper Racing. Very well-known speedrunning strat. So you just make a very hard right. Cut this section. And you are at the end of the stage. That was good. So, yeah, there you go. There is the exploit on how to complete the final test. And we get 67 out of 70. So, yeah, the only thing we failed on was the car setup. So, there we go. And that is every single test done in Colin McRae Rally. So, the driving score is complete, finito, everything else. And then we just have to go on to the easy rallies to start with, which I always do. I always go through every difficulty. So we're going to start off with easy, and then work our way through intermediate, and then expert. But again, like I used to do on the PC version, this is where you come in. We have a choice of 4 cars to choose from. We haven't got selection of the WRC cars yet, but we do have the Renault Maxi Megane, we have the Seat Ibiza kit car Evo 2, the VW Golf GTI kit car, and the Skoda Felicia kit car. On the PC version, because I couldn't do the driving school, I just started with the easy rally championship, and I picked the Skoda for myself. But yeah, whatever car you want me to pick, I will pick for the championship. So you got Renault, Seat, VW Golf, and the Skoda, and whatever gets chosen, I will use. So yeah, that is the rally school done. And we'll be back next time for the Novice Championship. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I will see you next time for the Easy Championship. Thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.